Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you're welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. And the Parashat, as I said, the Parashat of this morning is Parashat Pekudai or Pekudei. It depends on the accent that you are using. But that is what we're going to talk about this morning. And it talks about the accounting, the accountability that Moshe has before the people. And remember, as I said, Moshe is accountable to the people, and the people are accountable to Moshe. It goes two sides. It is both ways, right? So, and we are going to talk about the midrashim or the midrash that that is written by elders, how to understand what is called to be accountable, and the word Pekudai meaning to accountable, to reckon with. So, but I subtitle the parasha of this morning as "At the time of the final redemption." At the time of the final redemption. What is the final redemption? The final redemption, because people understand that God redeemed our people, our forefathers, from the land of Mitzrayim, from the land of Egypt, and they were redeemed. But are they actually redeemed? Because we see that they fell many, many times. They went back to idolatry. They worship all kinds of things. God forgave them, they went back. God forgave them, they went back. Right? Even though when they got into the land, they committed all kinds of atrocity. It's still there. So, what are we talking about? What can we say? Are they completely redeemed? Our sages even said that it was easy for God to take Israel out of Egypt. But it wasn't easy for God to take Egypt out of Israel. So that is the issue. So at the final redemption, at the time of the final redemption, and this is the time that we generally call the Messianic time, the Messianic era. The time that the Messiah himself will come. That will be the time of the final redemption. When men, when women, when people are going to see God very, very clear. We can feel God just like the way our forefathers felt him on Mount Sinai, on high Sinai. That's the same kind of revelation, the same kind of feeling we are going to feel him in our bones. Just like fire, just like Elisha said that the word of God is burning in my bone like fire. The same thing we are going to feel God in our bones. So at the time of the final redemption, we are not yet at the time of the final redemption, but the final redemption is at hand, is coming. This week we concluded the Sefer Book of Shemos with Parashat Pekudai, the accounting of the materials used for the construction of the Mishkan, which is the tabernacle. Torah is life. Torah is our life. Moshe told us in the book of Deuteronomy, right? In the book of Devarim, that what you breathe is Torah. What you eat should be Torah. That your life itself is Torah. Because without the Torah, we are wasting our time. We were discussing yesterday at Erev Shabbat that you might know the Torah, which I spoke also last week. You might know the Torah, you might be the professor, PhD, doctor of philosophy, I don't care, or doctor of theology, any other kind of science that you are or that you might obtain. And you know the Torah from the beginning until the end. You can even recite it off air completely. But if you don't practice it, it is zero. Zero. Remember, we said Torah is practical. Torah is not just a novel for you to just read. It's not just a book for you to read. Oh yeah, oh I saw the finished thing. Oh, did I read one? Oh, Shlomo built the temple. Oh, this and this and that. It's not the Torah. If you hear the Torah, it goes in here, comes out here. You are not acting upon it. It's just a waste of your time. So Torah is practical. We have to practice it for it to count. For God to record it in your name. Say yes. So person practice the Torah and it stand. So person today he practice the Torah and it stand. Tomorrow he practice the Torah and it stand. And so thereby this is the process by you as a person, by me as a person, by us as a people, we come closer unto God. And God will lift us up unto himself. Torah is life. All the rest is just a detail. Torah is life. Every other thing is a detail. Right? And that's what comprises the majority of this week's parasha. Is just details. A summary of the building material used in the construction of the tabernacle, the Mishkan. It's a details. Guidelines for the production of the priestly garment. It's a detail, right? Details, more details, and more details until we reach the part of the portion that recount Moshe blessing the people following the erection of the tabernacle, of the Mishkan. What am I trying to bring out from here? Most of us, we want to be blessed before we do the act. Comprehend what I'm trying to say? Many people, they want blessing, but they don't want to do no work. But they want, oh, you know, you say, God bless me, bless me, bless me. And majority of the time, they only ask for material blessing, only for them to consume in their body. They don't even think about spiritual blessing. Say, God, I want to be closer to you. God, I want to know you more. God, please show me your face. God, please show me the truth of your kingdom. No. God, let me to win. I want to win this lotto, 70 million. God, God, make me to win the lotto, 70 million. God, I'm going to the casino. I want to win 10 million. You know, God, give me 10 billion. If God give us this, what do you want to do with it? For God's sake. The guy will answer. They say, I'm going to resign from my work. I'm going to take a cruise all over the world. I'm going to buy this and this and this. Everything just materialism. Consumption, and consumption. But we can see the template of what the Torah is saying. The Torah said that, and Moshe blessed the people following the erection of the tabernacle. That is, following the completion of the work. Moshe raised up his hand and blessed them. Because the work has been completed. But people nobody wants to work. But they want the opposite, you know, the reverse. Bless me, then I do the work. Or even though they say, God, bless me, then I think to do the work or not to do the work. But that is not the way it works. You have to do the work, and God seeing your faithfulness, God seeing your integrity, God seeing that you are loyal, God begins to bless you. That is the way it is. That is the natural course of events. But all these things, we can see that it's also from our own upbringing, right? From our own parental training. Most of our parents now, most of the parents of nowadays, they tell their children, go do the work. The children say, Mama, no, I'm not going to do the work. I'm not going to. Then the Mama says, okay, take this cookie, go do the work. Is that the way to train the child? You are giving a child the cookie before he does the work. Of course, next time he's not going to do the work. He's going to say, Papa, if you don't give me a cookie, I will not do the work. But what in my own time, I said, Mama said, go do, you don't even have the back. You said no. In my own time, you said no, you face the consequence. Immediately, the judgment come upon you immediately. You know, so you understand that I have to do the work, then the cookie will come. But our parental training now is the opposite. We give the bonbon, the sweet, the goody, then the child will now think, do I do the work or not do the work because I've already received the goody. I say, Mama, you see? So it's also a part of our own upbringing now, the mentality now, that everything is turned upside down. So in the days of old, the job has to be completed, then you receive the blessing. The Ramban with N, not with N, with N. The Ramban at the beginning of this Sefer, at the beginning of the book, describe Shemos, that is the book of Exodus, as the Sefer of Galus and Geulah, which means the book of exile and redemption. When in his commentary, he said the book of Exodus is the book of exile and redemption. Okay, so following that, with this he explained why Shemos, the book of Exodus, began with the name of Bnei Israel. The book of Exodus began with what? That was called Shemot in Hebrew. Shemot meaning names. We begin with the name, count of the name of the children of Israel that went down to Egypt. The Torah said 70 souls, right? So It begins with this, right? And those people that went down to Egypt, even though that information was already being said at the beginning or at the ending of the book of Bereishis, he wrote that Shemos as the book of exile and redemption has to begin with the very beginning of the expert to Mitzrayim. What do I mean by the word expert? But those expert meaning those they were the what? Those people that went down as a slave, but they were not slaves. Remember, initially they were not slaves. They went down on their own accord. It was when they were there that they took them as a slave. So they were not a slave person as per se. They went down as a free person, and they came out as a free person. But during their sojourning, they were enslaved by the what? By the host country. So in Pekudei, the priests are then anointed, and the Torah describes the significance of the cloud filling the temple of meeting, a symbol of God's presence in the world, in the midst of the people. Israel is to understand the movement of the cloud as God's instruction when to make a camp and rest on their desert journey. Then, when it is time to continue the journey, which is also suggested in the book, God will provide the divine light of guidance by raising the cloud above the tabernacle. So, what is this detail that the book of Pekudai also tells us? It also gives us this kind of teaching that we can derive from this passage. He's saying that when to move, the cloud will rise up from the Mishkan, and we understand, okay, God is telling us to move. They prepared their things and they move. And when the cloud move, and the cloud stop, God is telling us we should rest, calm down, and we rest. So there is a particular way or a particular word that is normally used by the people of the world or by companies. They'll tell you do how do they say? They say do more than what you are expected to do, or like saying that okay, you have to go above and beyond, right? But we need to understand that is the way that the people of the world are saying it. But if you look at perfectly well what the Torah is saying, Torah is not saying you should do that. No, it is completely the opposite. What the Torah is saying, you have to do exactly what you are commanded. In the spiritual realm, that doesn't work. No. In the spiritual realm, you have to do exactly what you are commanded. People say, sit. Don't say, I'm too smart, I still have energy. I want to do more. I want God to love me more. No! God says, it's time for you to sit. You sit. God says, okay, it's time for you to stand. You stand. You can say, God, I think I should sit down now. God says, it's time to stand. You stand, you wait. You have to wait for the commandment of God one by one. So you don't do beyond what God asks you to do. Because if you do beyond what God asks you to do, you face the consequence. Because that is total disobedience. You see? We can see that many times, even though in the Torah. We also see that by the sons of Aaron, Abihu, Nadab, and Abihu, who went to them. They were so filled, like, yeah, God. They went and offered a fire that is not commanded, and they were consumed. So, in the spiritual realm, it's a very thin line. It's a very, very thin line. When God says, stay on this thin line, you stay there. If God say, go back, you move back. If God say, go forward, you go forward. If God say, sit down, you sit down. If God say, stand up, you stand up. If God say, jump 2 times. If God say, jump 7 times, you jump 7 times. If God say, jump 3 times, you jump 3 times. You don't say, God, I still have enough energy, I can jump 200 times. God knows you can jump 200 times, but He say 7 times. He's not stupid for you to telling you, jump 7 times. You don't say, no, I can do more. No. Do exactly what you are commanded. So this is what the Holy One is saying, that when God says stop, the people stop. When God says rise, the people rise. When God says sit, the people sit. During the day, the cloud will be lifted, but the journey at night will be illuminated by fire. The commentary of Tisana Urena, that is a Urena is what our people is a kind of they call it women's Torah. You know that because the women always read it. It's a kind of a book, you know, small book, commentary on the Torah. Okay, that women always read, especially the Ashkenazi women, they read it a lot. Offer us a hint of the Messianic time here. Presently, as was the case during the travel of the Israelites, of the children of Israel in the Sinai desert, we can only see God present diffused by the radiant light of the fire. But in the Messianic time, we will be able to see it even more clearly. This comment echo the word of prophet Yeshayahu, the prophet Isaiah, which said, "For eye to eye shall they see when God return us back to Zion." That is Isaiah chapter 52, verse 8. So here, during the Messianic time, as I said, we'll be able to see, we'll be able to feel, we'll be able to understand. Our eyes will completely be open. We're able to feel God right in our bones. We're able to feel just the way our forefather fed God on Mount Sinai, when God lifted them up unto himself, and they saw the glory of God, and they hear all of them. They heard the living God speaking to them one by one. In the Messianic time, that's exactly how it's going to be. There will be no more saying, "Oh, you know what? My rabbi said." "Oh, this is what my rabbi said." "Okay, what did you say?" "No, I don't know." "Okay, did you read the Torah?" Don't worry, I don't have time to read the Torah. I'll go to the synagogue on Shabbat. You know, I'll go and hear what the rabbi will say. So after hearing what the rabbi will say, what do you do with it? It goes here, it comes out here. I remain the same. You know, man, I still have to do my business. What's your business? Your business is fraud. Even though you come to the synagogue every day. Like that. You see? So we need to understand what the Torah is telling us, that Torah is a practical thing. Everything that is written down there, everything that is written has to be practicalized. It's not just because do not have any other God. It's practicable, right? God said, "Do not steal." It's practicable. Right? God said, "Do not take another person's land." It's practicable. It's nothing hard. You see, God said on Shabbat, keep the Shabbat with your family. Some people say, no, okay, I am a Jew. Okay? I am an Israelite. I'm going to keep the Shabbat, but I'm going to employ a Filipino who is a woman or a man or any other person. "Oh, Filipino, please go and on the light." Because me, I cannot touch the light. But a Filipino can go and touch the light. What a hypocrite. Right? Because the Torah said, on Shabbat, even your animal shall rest. All your slave shall rest. So why are you not giving him or her rest? Why are you telling him to go on the light, but you cannot on the light? You can enjoy the light, but you don't want to on the light. See, we need to understand what the Torah is telling us. We'll be an hypocrite here. You know, this can be practicalized. It's not hard. Do not on the light. Everybody say darkness. Do not on the light. If not on the light, okay, go on the light. Everybody enjoy the light at the same time. Don't try to be smarter than God. Give everybody a rest. That's what God says. It's a rest day. It doesn't matter you are a Jew or you are not a Jew. It doesn't matter. Everybody, those born in and those born outside, as far as they are all under the umbrella of Israel, everybody keep the Shabbat. Easy. It's nothing hard. So this is what the Torah is teaching us. It's practicable. To continue with what Ramban said, Ramban with N, he said, Shemos will end with the final stage of what? Of redemption. There's often a lot of confusion over what constitutes this redemption. Many would describe redemption as leaving Mitzrayim. Hey, hallelujah, we are free. We are no longer a slave under the Egyptians. But that took place in the middle of the book of Shemos. Others would say that it was receiving of the Torah on High Sinai, on Mount Sinai. Oh, but that is also took place in the middle of the book. Still, others will maintain that the state of redemption will only be reached when we enter into the land of Israel. Israel. But that doesn't take place until what? After the book of Shemos. If so, what was the true redemption that was reached at the end of Shemos? That is the question. What was the true redemption that was reached at the end of Shemos? And this is what he said. He said, at the end of Shemos, at the end of the parasha of this morning of Pekudai, it tells us what happens once the Mishkan has been erected and all the vessels has been positioned in their proper places. And the cloud covered the Ohel Moed, and the honor of Adonai filled the temple. That is the redemption. Remember, they did what? They made a golden calf, right? And God departed from them. I don't need you. You guys never listen. You guys are hurting people. You guys, my word enter here and go out here. You don't want to practicalize any single thing I told you. But God also realized, you have to understand that these people, they are very gracious people. When they came to build the Mishkan camp, they are going to donate very, very much. You realize that, you understand that. And God said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you the Mishkan. Right? And God gave us the Mishkan. And we contributed a lot. We contributed a lot. And we construct the Mishkan. And God now said, okay, we did a good job. And God, through the mouth of Moshe, blessed the people. And this is what this is what is even called a true appreciation. But the people sing, and now God said, okay, because I have departed from you, I'm going to come back again unto you. So they were completely redeemed. The physical redemption was in Egypt, but in this case now that at the erection of the Mishkan was a completely spiritual redemption. Cleansing from their iniquity, cleansing from their sin. So God redeemed them from that evil act, from the act of worshipping the golden calf. So most of us might say, oh yes, God, I thank you for you have redeemed me from the hand of my physical enemy. But remember, you see have another enemy that is spiritual. Everything is always balanced. Things is always balanced. Right? So God redeemed them from the physical enemy, and God also redeemed them from the spiritual enemy. The redemption was Adonai present, resting among Bnei Israel, among the children of Israel. That tangible presence of the Holy One, blessed be He, that has been seen and felt so clearly on Mount Sinai, was now a constant reality, traveling with them wherever they go. So it's a tangible thing that they can see with their eyes. They can know that yes, God, the presence of God is on the wall in the Mishkan. The cloud stays there, they never left. So when the cloud move up, they continue. And in the night, when God said that they need to walk day and night, that cloud becomes a light, a fire to guide them, to lead them, so that they can see. It's not now that, we have 401, right? Everything is lighted. Highway 40 west or Highway 40 east, they have light. In those days, that is not light. So the presence of God light their way. So this is the idea. We, as children of God, and even though in the Midrash said that when Moshe was counting all the materials, they were what? They were used for the construction of what? Of the Mishkan. There was a little ounce of gold that was missing. The Midrash said, and Moshe couldn't sleep for 3 days. Was thinking, what is going on? What happened? Why can't I just figure out where this 1 ounce of gold disappeared? Remember, gold is money, right? Well, how come? How am I going to stand before the people? How am I going to give account if I'm not responsible? Because he sees himself as irresponsible. How come under my wash an ounce of gold is missing? It doesn't make sense. What am I going to tell them? They might see that I took it and put it in my pocket, or I use it for something else that that God didn't say I should do. Now because I don't, he thinks until he couldn't sleep, and the Torah said, the Midrash, not the Torah, I'm sorry. The Midrash said that, and at the end it was understood that actually that ounce, 1 ounce that was missing was used part of the construction of the Mishkan, but they forgot to write it down because everything was written down one by one. So this one, it just escaped their mind. And God said, God showed him everything is done. Nothing is missing because the men, they were in charge, were men of integrity. They were men of honor. They were not men that you say, okay, the people contribute, and everything goes to the hands, into the pocket of the pastor or of the rabbi, right? The pastor is flying private jet, but the people have no shoe to even walk to the place of meeting. Where's the sense? What does it even make sense? The pastor living in some palaces, and the people have no shelter. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's evil or bad for any leaders, for any men of God to have private jet or to live in a big mansion. That's not what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying that if you are living in a mansion, your congregation should be living in a mansion too. That's my point. They should be living well, not you living well and they are dying and you are sucking their blood like a vampire. That's the point I'm saying. You know, it's not right before God. The Torah said, and the children of Israel were all blessed because they all donated gold because they were all rich. It is not only the pastor. You see that it was the people that donated for the construction of the Mishkan because they were rich. They were not poor. But now it is the opposite. It is the leader that is like big, fat, I'm sorry to say, you know, but the people are skinning like the cow that Pharaoh saw on the river, you know, the river Nile, and the other fat cow swallow all the skinny cow. That is what is happening now in our world now. So don't be fooled. That's my point. Do not be fooled by any man, but by any person. Follow the Torah. Torah is life. See it with your two eyes, read it and understand it. So we as a child of God, we as children of God, we have to practicalize the Torah. It's all about accounting. I give account of myself unto you. You give your account of yourself unto me. It's the two way, not just one way. No, not the people give an account every time, and the leader does not give account back unto the people. No, it doesn't work that way. In the Torah, I mean. But nowadays that's how they work. The people are only accountable to the leader, and the leader are not accountable to the people. Even though in our political life in this country, we are accountable to our leader, and our leaders are not accountable to us. You know, because we said that we don't want war. They say, okay, that is what you don't want. That is what they want. So, you are the one that elected them, and you are the one that said, I don't want this. I said, who care about you? Who care about what your thought of what you imagine? I do exactly what I want to do. I don't care about what my people say, right? Even though the foreign minister of Germany, you know, he said, I don't care about my own people. I care about other people. I don't care what German said. But German said, we don't need war. He said, you can think whatever you want to think. I don't care about you. I care about killing people. Which world are they living in? So this is the idea. So God is telling us we have to be accountable to ourselves. It's two ways. So Parashat Pekudai, accounting. Moshe was accountable unto the people, 100%, and the people were accountable unto him, 100%, and everybody were accountable unto God. So we as a people, we as a children of the Torah, or as a student of the Torah, we must be what? Accountable to one another. Husband has to be accountable to the wife to the husband, children to the parent to the children. Everything is two ways, never one way. It's always two ways. And we as a student of the Torah have to practicalize the Torah. Torah is not just to read and play with it. No, it's a practical thing. If you read it and you don't practicalize it, it doesn't count. It's zero. So I don't want us to waste our time. I don't want us to waste your time. I want you to be practicable. The Word of God, that once you begin to practicalize it, you will see a difference in your life. Parashat Pekudai, at the time of the final redemption. at the time of the final redemption, we are going to see God face to face. At the final of complete redemption, at the Messianic time, when the Messiah will come, we will feel God close. It will look as if, yes, at the days of old, at the days of Mount Sinai, when we hear God and we understand and we saw Him with our eyes. So the same thing is going to be at the ending time. Remember, I always said the beginning and the end is one. It's the same, no different. We are going to feel God the way our forefather felt Him on Mount Sinai at the time of the final redemption. Shabbat Shalom.